Greetings, my lovely cats. This is Catzilla, and this is my first time playing Kingshot. However, it's not my first time playing such games, and guess why? Yes, all of these games follow the same shit. They are just different themes. Lucky for you, this game follows exactly the same one that I have played before, which is called State of Survival. It is exactly the same as State of Survival, Whiteout Survival, blah blah survival as survival. The only difference is here is the reskin of the game itself. Even the battle mechanics, they are all exactly the same. So in today's video, I will show you how to actually dominate in whatever you want to call it, Hall of Governor, Governor of... I'm not gonna say any bullshit to you. This is actually me dominating and literally winning almost all of the events and even scoring the rank 1 on this event, which is people consider it so much resource consumption, but I'm gonna share with you what did I actually do. And this is me, by the way, versus many monster spenders in here, but again, I'm gonna share everything with you. Before I start and go on, if you like this type of content, I am a new creator for this game. Please encourage me by liking and leaving a comment below if you want to see more of my videos, because I promise you I got shitload of amazing, nice information you would love to hear. This is a very important introduction for Hall of Governor, and believe me, you need to watch it until the end. It will let you decide whether you should even invest on this event or not. So let me give you a couple of important points when it comes to Hall of Governor. So right now, I believe we are at season 2 overall when it comes to this game. This game has something called seasons. In every season, a new type of hero are going to show up, which is most of the time is stronger than the previous generation. So it's a consistent amount of investment that you are going to throw at the game, so you need to be careful about what are you investing on and whether it is worth it or not. The first important note that you need to know is investing in the first 3 Hall of Governor as a free-to-play or a low spender is a complete and huge mistake. You can only get the milestone rewards, but get the fuck out after that. Do not invest anything else on those 3. Why I'm saying this? It's very simple, because this hero does not come from golden fragments. It requires you to spend money and to reach a high level of VIP to even summon him or locate him or continue upgrading him. And if you have a half-assed hero, it's not gonna serve you any purpose. Even maybe a purple maxed hero is gonna serve you way much better than a hero who's a single star or that you did not invest more than 20 fragments on. So basically, before you decide to throw your money, before you decide to throw your resources, you need to understand what are you investing on. So when it comes to the 3 first Hall of Governor, you are basically investing in a hero that comes from VIP. Unless you are a spender, please stay away from those 3. And again, keep it up only until the milestones. Is this hero good? It's fucking good. It's gonna maybe last you until the end of season 2 before a stronger version of heroes comes online, which is usually at the end of season 2 or season 3. Otherwise, series, yeah, it's decent if you are spender. Otherwise, please stay away. Now, let me explain to you how Hall of Governor system works. So in every single season, the hero is going to change. So now we have an infantry hero, which means the next season Hall of Governor is not going to introduce an infantry on this event. The next one is not going to be infantry, it's going to be a different hero. It's either going to be cavalry or archer based on how's the cycle on this game. And then for the 3rd season, it's going to be another hero. So if we have a cavalry, then the next one is going to be archer. If we have an infantry, etc., it's going to be like this. Okay, so you might ask me, where should you actually invest as a low spender or free to play? If you are a mid spender, you are free to use your money however you wish. Obviously, if you have saved up enough items that you can consume during Hall of Governor. But if you're a low spender or a free to play, so generally you need to avoid the first 3 seasons if you want to participate on Hall of Governor. And believe me, it's not really much. It's like 3-4 months, which is enough in general for a free-to-play to save up enough resources to be able to actually compete on these events, because no matter what you do, a spender is going to overspend and win you there. But if you have enough resources saved up, and actually if you want to look or try to get another hero, then it's guaranteed that in season 4, which is maybe around 4 months from the game starts, there are going to be a new infantry hero, which is 100% way much better than any other infantry hero that we have gotten before, and it's obviously going to show up from Hall of Governor. Otherwise, you have to wait for season 2 wheel in order for you to get an infantry hero who's actually very decent as a free-to-play. But this will consume a lot of your diamonds, which is gems currency in this game, which means you have to start saving from day 1 until say 50 days once the season 2 heroes comes online. You see, battle here is a little bit different. You have your infantry and cavalry and archers. Infantry here matters the most because it's your front line. Once your front line dies, this means your cavalry and archer, and both of them are weaker units, they are going to die way much faster. If you manage to protect and survive for a lot of time, your infantry will last you so much, and this with itself will allow your archers and cavalry to deal more damage, which is again means a higher chance of successful when it comes to wars and PvP. Before we go on, you need to know that Hall of Governor itself is a changing event. It is a reacquiring event, but it keeps changing based off the life of the server itself. So the first Hall of Governor is going to be completely different than the second and third Hall of Governor. Even in the future, they might introduce more and more new features, which is going to be involved in the scoring system. But for now, people do consider the first Hall of Governor is the hardest and the easiest, but I'm gonna let you know how do I exactly manage to win it. City construction is the stage 1 of the event that you are going to have for the first time ever Hall of Governor. The difference about this stage and every other stage that is going to come in the future, that everyone is literally at the beginning of the server and everyone has buildings and a lot of researches to do. However, there is one advantage if you are a patient person, which is that every single upgrade early on and every single building early on is going to give you a lot of power for free and without even consuming any speed ups. By just asking for your alliance assistance, if you click at the assistance hand, every single time you upgrade any buildings or research, you are going to get all of these upgrades for free, giving you so much points. Obviously, this is very useful for the people that they are patient, but most of the players are not actually patient. They start at the rush and they tell you upgrade that as soon as possible, upgrade that as soon as possible, but this is actually a big fucking mistake. And keep in mind something, that the first Hall of Governor will have the research and construction. Both of them are going to give you a lot of points, so you better take advantage of this, because this is what I did. I took advantage of this and I even earned like 40-50 more million, more than the highest spender we have on the server. At the same time, I would definitely advise you to rush as soon as possible the gathering speed researches, because people does ignore the benefits and how useful it is these are early. I'm not saying they are useful because they allow you to gather resources faster. No, they are useful because nobody does give a fuck about them, and they give you very high speed on gathering, allowing you to actually earn so much fucking diamonds for free by participating on any events that requires you to gather resources. And this is why I managed to earn a 50 fucking K diamonds without using any of my bag items or XP that is required on the upcoming event. Using this knowledge into your advantage, you are not going to struggle early on, and you will be able to hold a lot of diamonds, and which is going to help you in the future if you want to summon heroes or something.
To soar, chasing dreams forever.
The good about this event, especially early on, that there are limited amount of heroes. So if you own those heroes and you use them before this event, that's it, you are done. There is no other sources. Season 2 is going to come later on after a few months, like I think 1.5 months at least. So basically everyone is exactly the same. Everyone will own the same amount of heroes, the same amount of fragments. Even the maximum score has been already calculated. However, I would add an additional trick is which never actually show your true power. So people get misled and doesn't really know that you are a spender or you have any resources saved up in your bag. On the top of that, the research that you have done on day 1, which includes the resource speed gathering, which can help you on the second day too. I could easily say this is the worst and the most challenging area you will literally might be struggling on. Training troops, which is why you need to focus on your city construction the first day, because most of the time big spenders or mid spenders or people who are impatient will upgrade like crazy, wasting their own points, and they won't be able to get as much point as those guys who have saved all of their early upgrades. So now one more thing that is really very important, because I think this is the only advices that I could give you, is the training speed. Training speed actually and training capacity, people would be actually confused. Why training capacity? Allow me to explain, because it's going to be very, very, very helpful, especially when you reach tier 9 and tier 10, because the timer on these troops is going to be massively compared to your T8 or T9. So the first thing here is you can see that I have a lot of training capacity. At the same time I have something called training speed, which is decides basically how fast my speed is. And keep in mind something, this 6.1% is the base training speed, and the 120% is the extra speed that I'm getting, which means the 6% is going to be 12%. So don't really think that this is going to reduce massively, but it is really very helpful when you are someone who actually have saved up your speed ups. So always make sure that you have upgraded all the technologies that actually increases the speed of your training, because it adds up so much you have no freaking idea. Okay, so once you do that, now there comes the new other trick, which I'm going to show you now here. So as you can see, I said capacity, and here is one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to use some of my speed ups just because I wanted to show you what will actually happen. Now you see, if I try to train my elite, those elite, it's gonna take almost 8 hours, right? But if you think about it, it's going to take 8 hours from each of those buildings. So 8 hours here, 8 hours there, 8 hours here. So this is around 24 hours, I believe, yeah? This is 24 hours. Why? Because it's 3 troops training at the same time, and it's 8 hours only. So before I even reach this stage, what I will do during the training, I'm gonna buy training capacity enhanced for 2 hours only, just once. It's more than enough. 3,000 diamonds itself is not much. Even if you decided to buy speed ups with the 3,000, even from the VIB, it's gonna give you 6 hours only. But the good about the training capacity, that it is going to multiply the training by 3 times. I'm still T8. This will save me, yes, this is going to save me 3 fucking days of training. 3 days of training, which is equivalent to a lot of like $20, $25 at least of bundles early on. See what happened now? So 200% training capacity. Here I can start already the training, which is going to take 23 hours in each one of those three, and then never collect my troops until the training day. And this is only T8. Once I unlock T9 and once I unlock T10, this might be end up being 3 days, especially if you upgraded your capacity more, which means you are going to end up saving a week of speed up just before you even start training. So you see, now I'm not gonna collect, and yeah, it affects everything. You don't have to buy it everywhere. This is going to affect you literally everywhere. Like, can I cancel this one? Because really I don't want to cancel, like I don't want to waste my speed, but you know what, let me do it for you again. See, if I try to train again in here, I still have 23 hours of training, which means I can collect it directly. So if there is any event that requires you to push a little bit for power or something and you wanted to save up, this is actually a very nice trick to use your gems, diamonds, whatever you want to call it. One more thing is, during the training you should not really show what you have. You should never show your resources in front of people. If you wanted to actually train, I would recommend you training the last few hours. Why? Because first of all, if you give enough time to people to prepare, they will have already created measures in which they can counter your action. Maybe they can buy more bundles and stuff. And keep in mind, clicking and training itself is requires time. It is going to require time. And this last minute decision might surprise most people, and you will be able to end up and taking all that training day, because it's gonna really be the biggest issue you will face, to be honest. Look, stamina, governor stamina is super fucking useful. It is really super fucking useful. If you have saved enough stamina, you can get few millions in this event. At the same time, if you are free to play, I would never recommend you using your stamina too much in this event. There are two events that is actually way much better for the free to play or even low spenders. One of them is called Defeat Nearby Beast, in which if you have used your saved up stamina, you can compete in the ranking, because I don't think top players give a fuck much about this one, and you can maybe earn some diamonds. The other event is the one that drops these punches back, these packs. It's called Challenger Punches, for the fuck the name is, in the Desert Trial event, the one which has the beasts, and then every single time you attack, it is almost guaranteed to drop those items, the Challenger Boost or the Claw Shard. The good about this bag that it's almost like it's guaranteed to give you speed ups, but has a low chance, not really bad chance. Let's say every 6 or 7 of them you are guaranteed to get stamina, and you are going to get some gems and gems back. Like, for example, I have killed 39 beasts and I got this 39. Let's see the chance, see how much we have gotten from this. So as you can see, it's not really bad. Like, I have gotten 5 minutes, 59, 5 minutes, 900 diamonds, 400 diamonds. That's more than 1,000 diamonds, and I have gotten back 10 stamina, which is really decent. This is where you, as a free to play, should you be using your stamina, or if you have saved enough, you would go for the defeat, the beast, this nearby beast thing. One more thing is to always make sure that this hero is upgraded. So this Diana hero, the reason is it has the reduction of the stamina when you are fighting in the wilderness. And make sure, if you wanted to use the auto, you have the option, by the way, to use the auto in here. During this, obviously doing rallies is better, but if and why I'm saying if, because there is a possibility, there is a chance actually that in the calendar here, you see we have Hall of Governor, right? There is a chance, because it usually happens in Wednesday, there is sometimes a chance that during the time in which you have the Slay Beast, it might match up with this event. So if this happened, you shouldn't really give a fuck about rallies. what you have to do is, once you decide to do it in auto hunting, if you're someone who has this monthly card, which is one of the best cards in the games bundles, you can dispatch Q and choose the hero that has this one, the hero, this march. Why? Because if you use this march, it will have a reduced amount of stamina. This is how I basically did it. But during that event, the highest earning points for me was rallying beasts. Power boost is the worst stage and the final stage in Hall of Governor, in your basically first Hall of Governor. Why it's the worst is because everything you use in here will have a reduced effect. You know, it's garbage. Everything has reduced points. Training troops, half, maybe less, I'm not sure. And even researches, construction is gonna give you shitty. So I would advise that you waste all of your resources during the first day when it comes to city construction, if you have any upgrades. But then comes, if you want to train actually during the training day, that's basically it when it comes to main resources. And make sure you build up this safe gap that would allow you to be able to sustain a decent rank when it comes to the final day. Like for example, the first player here scored 100 million. It's too hard. On the final day, it's too hard. But I only needed to score 50 million in order for myself to provide a safe gap, which allowed me to win. Why? Because I have used every single thing on the right day. Construction, they couldn't do anything, and guess what? That 50 million which I have gotten in the first construction day made all the fucking difference in the world, because everyone else is going to push and doesn't really care about Hall of Governor. If it's a you winning Hall of Governor would make you save the money that is required for you to push to VIP 12, which has a fucking ridiculous amount of money. So if you use all of my tricks from the start to beginning, you should be really having way much better luck in Hall of Governor. Again, keep in mind something, that it's a pay to win game, which means those who has money will always win. But those are smart too, they will have a chance if they saved up their resources. I'm so sorry for taking so much of your time, but I really wanted to make a quality content for you. If you find this video useful for you, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I will be creating more videos related to this game. That's basically it, and have a wonderful day.
In a city full of chaos and a tangled web of streets lives a furry feline king, the coolest cat you'll ever meet. He's got muscles like a lion, strut that's straight and mean, with a swagger and a purr that makes the ladies scream. He's Catzilla, the beast of the block. When he rolls up, the whole dress rocks. He's got that charm, yeah, he's got that flair. Every girl in town's got their eyes on his hair. Catzilla!